Howdy all, lovely to see you all again. I was feeling a little nostalgic and I went back and looked at some old lessons. I thought, Domination, that's a great song. And then I realised that my old tutorial of this had no whammy, some of the notes were wrong, and I thought if I could go back in time and kick myself in the groin, I would. But I don't have time to design a time machine, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do that solo lesson again in high def with some tabs. So it is worth watching again if you have watched the old one. But without further ado, let's take a look at Domination by Pantera. Before we jump into the first section, I just want to mention that this is one of the few songs of Cowboys from Hell, or a lot of Pantera songs, that do the hilarious, going down by a quarter step. We get to enjoy standard tuning, so yay, don't fiddle with your tuners, let's just tune to standard tuning and have a really good time. So what I'm going to do at the start of this is I'm going to do a natural harmonic on the 4th, the 3rd and the 2nd string as kind of a chord, and then just do a little dive in and out on my whammy. Sort of a down and up vibe. And then we work into this dominant Phrygian phrase. Let's slow that down. What I'm doing at the start of that is a pull off from 13 to 12 on the 1st string, and then a hammer on from 13 to 16. I think the thing that really builds this phrase is those kind of little moments of legato really add to it. So I think really emphasizing that instead of doing the staccato and picking everything makes this little section all the more delicious. So I've got the pull off into the hammer. Next thing that I'm going to do is a little phrase twice. So I'll learn it once and then we'll just double it up. I want to do 2 pull offs from 13 to 12 on the 1st string. Then I jump to 15 of the 2nd and then back down to 12 of the 1st. So let's put that together without any pauses. Hopefully that's all making sense, and then I'll work into this phrase. Let's slow this down. What I'm doing here, I'm picking all of these notes. I'm playing 15, 13, 12 on the 2nd string, and then jumping to 14 of the 3rd. At the end of that, I want to do a pull off from 13 to 12 on the 2nd. Then I jump to 14 of the 3rd, and then back to 12 of the 2nd. So it's going to go. Let's go from that little descend run now. At the end of that, just resolving to that G sharp to get that delightful major 3rd that we get in dominant Phrygian. So here is the lick from the start of those pull-offs from the 13 to 12. At the end of that, I want to slide into 9 of the 3rd string. Give that some delicious vibrato, and then I go. This is a little bit evil. I want to do a hammer on from 9 to 10 on the 4th. And I want to play 9, 10, just a single note. So we've got the hammer on, and then pick, pick. At the end of that, I want to do a quick open E note on the 6th string, and then play that evil kind of major 7th harmonic minor vibe on 11 of the 6th string. So we're going to go, and that's the whole phrase. So let's take it really slowly from that initial whammy dive, and we'll work through the whole section nice and slow, and then do it again with some tabs. Let's try again, Chris. That's better. One more time with some tabs. Okay, this section is probably the silliest, but by far the most entertaining. So here we go. It's going to be some hilarious stretchy legato here. You turn my amp on. Okay, so we're going to do a hammer on from 12 to 15 to 18 on the 6th string. And that shape pretty much is going to work our way through all 6 strings. So I'm going to go 12, 15 to 18, kind of a diminished vibe. Now to make these stretches happen, if I pull the guitar out, you'll notice that my thumb and my middle are kind of in line with each other. It's like I'm saying, hey Luigi, we gotta whack that guy. So get your mafioso thing happening with your thumb on the back of the neck. I'm kind of on 15, and that should help out with the hilarity of these stretches. So I'm going 12, 15, 18 on the 6th string. I do the same thing on the 5th string and the 4th string. I want to do the same idea from the 5th string now. So I'm going to play the 5th string, 12, 15, 18, then the 4th, then the 3rd. So the pattern's going to go 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3. And you guessed it, we're going to repeat a very similar idea from the 4th string now. We're going to go 4, 3, 2. And the shapes are all the same. So thus far, we've done sort of 9 of that shape in a row. It changes it up a little bit here now. So what I'm going to do is go from the 3rd string to the 2nd. So I'm going to do 12, 15, 18 on the 3rd. Now this one, when I get to the 2nd string, this time from the 3rd string, we're jumping down, and I go forwards and backwards this time. So I'm going to go 12, 15, 18, then pull off 15, 12, and then finish with a hammer on from 12 to 18. So it's going to go... Hopefully that's making sense. So from the bit before, okay, and then the last bit I do before it gets into the big shred is I want to do forwards and backwards again. On the 1st string, I'm going to go 12, 15, 18, 15, 12, and then I want to pick the 12 again after that hammer on into the pull-off. So I'm going to pick the 12 again and then hammer 15, 19, and then reverse it. So we're going to have nearly the same shape, but the pinky's going to stretch more. It's pretty redonk on the finger stretch. Hopefully that's making sense. Let's have a look at what we've got so far, and then we'll add the last little shredding part. Okay, then I work into this phrase. It's kind of got a tremmy vibe, but if you count it out, I think it's more helpful in the early stages. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 22 of the 1st string 4 times, and then I'm ending by playing 17 to 15. So I'm playing 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 17, 15. And I want to do that phrase 4 times. Then exactly the same thing again. I'm just going to bring the pinky back to 21. So we're going to go 4 21s, and then the 17, 15 after that. Hopefully that's all making sense. So it's a pretty simple idea, played quite quickly, and then just carrying that over each of those shapes 4 times. Alright, that's the whole section. Let's do it again really slow, and then we'll do it again even slower with some taps. Some tabs. Okay, let's take a look at the 3rd section. I want to start off on 22 of the 1st string. So what I've got is 2 bends up, and then the last time I bring it down, I just want to hit a 3rd time, and then vibrato that 22. Okay, then after that we work into this phrase. Sounds kind of Iron Maiden-y to me, but anyway. I want to play 19, 20, and then 17 on the 1st string. Then I play 19 of the 1st, 20 of the 2nd, and then back to 17 of the 1st string, So back to back. Hopefully that's making sense. And then I'm going to play 19, 20, 17 on the second string. Give that some gentlemanly vibrato if you wish. Let's take it from the start. Hopefully that's making sense. I want to essentially do the same thing twice, but I'm going to end on a bend on the second time. So I'm going to play 19, 20, 17. But the second time I hit the 17, I've got a bend. You'll notice I'm changing fingers because my pointer is shit at bending by itself, and it's a pretty big bend. So I do a quick position shift to get the middle finger involved, and also the pointer finger is going to help out on this party. It's quite a delicious bend. I think it's a tone and a half. So we're trying to make 17 essentially sound like 20. Hear that? Hear that? Anyway, let's take it from the 22 at the start, and then we'll finish off the last phrase and put it all together. Okay, and then we work into this last run. It does a little chromatic-y. I'm going to warn you in advance. I'm going to play 17, 16, 15, 14 on the first string. And then after that, I've got to pull off from 15 to 14. So it's going to go... We will need all four of our fingers for this one. I do the pull off and then jump to 18 of the second string. And then back down to 14 of the first. So we're going to go... Hopefully that's all making sense. We lose a bit of the chromaticism here now. I'm going to do a pull off from 18, 17 to 15 on the second string. At the end of that, I've got a bend from 19 up and back on the second, and then I pull off to 15. And at the end of that, I want to play 17 on the second string, and then give it some psychotic vibrato with the whammy bar. And that's the whole chromatic phrase. Let's try and do the whole section relatively slowly from the 22 bends, and then we'll do it again, once again, even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Section 4. Most of this is a really big, hilarious triple shred, but we'll start off with a couple of cheeky whammies. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the Eddie Van Halen, pick it with your left hand technique, or your fretting hand if you're left-handed, I'm sorry. What I've got there is I'm just plucking the fourth string open, doing a dive and then diving back up, and then I do a hammer-on out of nowhere on my left hand, and then I hit the 2 of the 5th string for a B note. So I'm going to go, and after that I want to jump up to the 8th fret of the 6th string, and I'm going to begin my hilarious triplet shred. Every single one of these little groups of 3, we're going to have 2 of them per string, or formation rather. So I'm going to start off with 8, 10, 12 on the 6th string. I'm going to play that little shred twice. I'm going to jump to the 5th string and I'm going to play 9, 10, 12 twice. I'm going to do the same thing on the 4th string, 9, 10, 12 twice. And then after that, I want to jump to 10, 12, 14 on the 4th string. So all together. Hopefully that's making sense. One more time, a little slower. Let's concentrate on the next sort of 4 shreds and then we'll put it all together. What I want to do here is 11, 12, 14 on the 3rd string twice. Then I'm going to play 12, 14, 15 on the 3rd string twice. Then I jump down to the 2nd string and play 12, 14, 15 twice. So those 3 back to back. And I finish that little group off by playing 14, 15, 17 on the 2nd string. So all together. At the end of that one now, so we're working very, very close to the end. I want to play 15, 17, 19 on the 2nd string. group of 2 once again. I'm going to do the same thing on the first string. 15, 17, 19, so back to back. I'm going to shuffle over now. I'm going to play 17, 19, 20 twice. And then I'm going to play 19, 20, 22 twice. So we've got, at the end of that, I've got a big bend on 22. And if you're lame like me and you don't have the weird Dimebag or whatever Synstigators, the Sustainiac, and you can't do the squeals on 2nd fret, like most of us don't, I just do a squeal on 5th, I bend it up, and then I do the whammy down. You get the same kind of vibe. So that's pretty much the whole idea. Let's go from the shred and then we'll add the whammy stuff at the start of it. Alright, and obviously at the start of that, we had the open note, whammy, and then the hammer on. So we'll do that again, and then we'll do the whole thing even slower with some tabs. Hammering on 22. One more time, even slower with some tabs. And that was the delightful solo from Domination by Pantera. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. I'll catch you real soon.